Going on.
What's going on? What's going on? This is Troy.
He introducing me. Hey, I'm Troy.
That's Troy. I'm Sean.
And we're tapped in.
Tapped in. Tapped in. Well, I don't know how tapped in we are, man. First two tapped in today.
That's
We're
it.
gonna call this after Christmas special, man. Hope everybody out there had wonderful holidays with their family and friends and people that they love. But if you're watching this, we just ask that you always, like, share, subscribe, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, uh, and TikTok.
And Tubi.
Tubi. Yeah, so it's after Christmas, man, and how was Christmas for you?
Man, Christmas was great. It wasn't a lot of hustle and bustle on the traditional shopping and all that. We didn't get involved with that too much.
Right.
And our kids are older now, so we don't really shop too much. But on the business side of things, it was great.
It was great.
Yeah, it was great. So
Busy season.
busy season. I think everybody that supported King's Closet. Yeah, so we had a great holiday season, and then just enjoying family, man. It was nice, man. We did something a little bit different. We did breakfast.
Okay.
So got out early,
Uh-huh.
full. It was good, man, just to see everybody come together, and don't take much nowadays.
Nah. And like for real, man, like when you're younger, it's you're excited about the gifts and the the things that you can get for Christmas. But like the older you get, you really do, just cherish the time with family and people that you love. Every year we have Christmas dinner. It was at my parents' house, with my dad's house now. And the same people still come, from both sides of the
Right.
family. And some people that came this year that hadn't been in a couple of years,
Oh,
really probably since COVID.
Oh, wow.
And so it was nice having. It was a full packed house. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, all showed up, spent time, played games. It just really build memories.
Absolutely.
And it's weird because my kids look forward to Christmas and Thanksgiving because those are the times when we have family around.
Absolutely.
So to me, it's like, okay, well, we laying that foundation for them, so they know what they know what's expected when they get of age, to make sure that they tap in and participate and take this thing, forward.
Absolutely. No doubt.
That's what it's about, man. It's about family.
It is, and it's important to anybody that's watching or listening. I know things sometimes not the same. Some of the matriarchs and patriarchs they pass on, but you still have uncles and cousins that look forward to these times, and we don't know when the last time we're going to set eyes on some of our loved ones. So when you have those days, it's okay to set it aside, even if you don't feel like going. Say, I'm gonna come, because there's something about being around the elders and your family that will energize you. Even though you don't feel like going,
Right.
once you get there, you start pulling from that. It does something to you.
It do, man, because you start pulling from memories of good times that you had, what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
laughing and joking. I mean, and laughter, it's always going to bring you.
That's it.
Bring your
That's
spirits up, and just remind you, hey, this was the reason why I came here.
Yeah.
I mean, to have a good time, build more memories, but also be able to reflect on things that have passed. So it's real good times, man. Real good times.
Yeah.
And we always, like, in the morning, you said you get these breakfast, but before we open up gifts, we always say a prayer.
Oh, yeah.
About the real reason for the season.
That's it.
But also, we always say a prayer for the homeless people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that they find, a place a shelter, a place, somewhere they can eat, get a good meal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because unfortunately, around here more than ever, I see more homeless people,
Yeah.
or people that look like they, could be on the verge of homelessness. And we just want to, we want to pray for them even if they ain't praying for themselves.
That's it. And count our blessings, because we're blessed, man.
Yep.
Sometimes we think we could take it for granted of having all of the necessities.
Right.
Sometimes to us it seems like it's nothing,
Right.
but until you're without it,
Right.
you have somebody without it. So we definitely, continue to keep them, especially around holiday time, and then also shout out to anyone that lost anybody around holiday time. We know how that can
Right.
also be hard, so my heart always goes out to anyone that lost loved ones or family members around the holiday
Right.
because, that is a constant reminder.
It is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
a constant
And even if
reminder.
you didn't lose them during the holiday, if you lost them earlier in the year, and these were times that you were together, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's a
Mhm.
reminder, like, oh,
Yeah.
not there. When my best friend's sister passed away earlier this year, and he ended up, he was here for Christmas, but he went to, I believe, Barbados,
Hmm.
the day after Christmas, because his birthday was the day after Christmas,
Okay.
and just celebrated there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's just not,
Something.
the calls that he would normally make would be to his sister.
Right.
Answer the joking that he would normally have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ah,
So it's just,
man.
and it was the two of them, so,
Uh-huh.
for him, he does still have his family, his mother, his father, stuff like that. But, you never know what somebody's going through during the holidays
That's it.
because, like you said, because they lost a lot. So, prayers to you. If that was you in this scenario, man, we just pray that, for your strength and you be able to see through it. And at some point in time, you get to the place where those memories don't hurt anymore and they become things that make you smile.
No doubt. No doubt.
And you remember those good times that you shared together. So with the show, man, came across something. What do you think the importance of how important do you think it is to know exactly what you want personally out of life for yourself before you start dating? Like seriously dating.
That's how I can say. Okay, so date. When you say dating, you mean dating in pursuit of finding
Right,
that person.
right.
Um, I think it's real important. I think it's real important because we know that relationships are compromised, but you can't compromise unless you know what you want.
Right.
Because if not, you're either giving in to somebody else's dreams or you're being a dictator and having them say it's going to be this way. So you do have to have a clear path of what you want for yourself and your relationship. But you have to be open minded enough to know that it could possibly change some because you got to find if you find a person that's compatible, you got to find a way to coexist with them. And if they had a set of goals, you had a set of goals,
Mhm.
you got to find a way to kind of work both of them.
Mhm.
So I think it's important, but I don't think it's something where you you don't have you have to be flexible.
Right.
I think you have to have some flexibility, but you have to go in with some idea of what you want out of life. Because if you jump into a situation that's going a total opposite direction than what you want, then you're not going to be happy in that situation anyway.
Right. And to me, it kind of goes back, makes you think about the conversation that what you had about having everything together before you get married.
Mm-hmm.
If you wait that long, you might be 40. You know what I mean? Before something like that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like then the things that you have to deal with at that point in time are a lot different than if you're younger and you're trying to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I think your early formative years kind of build your moral compass. I think some people are in a better have been raised in circumstances that have better prepared them to have a strong moral
Mm-hmm.
compass. Then there's some other people who have grown who had to grow up in difficult situations where it may be a while before they figure out like the path or what they want their life to look like.
Uh-huh.
Where somebody who grew up in a family environment, and was raised with morals and traditions and things like that. They may know what they want before they even get out of high, like as far as what they want their family to
Right.
makeup to look like, or
Right.
what they think success is going to look like for
Mm-hmm.
them. But then there's some people, it's going to take them a while to figure that out because, they could have been raising themselves. And then, they struggled through that. And then they're trying to struggle to figure out, okay, what characteristics do I even want in a mate? You know what I mean? Because maybe the things that was around me was toxic. And it's just like, I know I don't want that,
Right.
but I don't know what I do.
What you do or what you even deserve. So see, and that's another thing too. You have to know your self-worth and you have to know you because it's certain things that me, even with my upbringing, because I had a mother and a father, because we had a spiritual base, certain things just not, I'm not going to accept. I don't care how bad you are, how fine you are, you're not going to talk me into smoking crack. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
But I'm saying that to be funny, but
right,
in reality, it happens. You have,
right.
I mean, you got to know who you are, what that someone what you're not going
You're
to
non-negotiable.
stand for,
Yeah,
your non-negotiables.
yeah.
I see people, man. I see guys, man, that I'm talking about with straight, what we would call them squares, man, straight walking. And now they in some situations, and the family, if you listen to them talk, they say, "Oh, behind that girl." But that's because you didn't know who you
You were
were
right.
and the things that you wanted. You wanted a woman, and you was willing to do anything to,
Yeah,
compromise for that. And yeah, and that's the danger when you don't know
what
what
you
you
want,
want.
right? And so that leads into another thing is like how important do you think it is for you to date a woman that you like as opposed to a woman that likes you? Because it like that. Like, so really knowing who you are plays a big part in what you gonna allow yourself to do,
Uh huh.
right? But when you let's just say you pursuing a girl and you really not her type, but
Hmm.
you like her,
Hmm.
right? And so like you know what I mean, you rolling out all the stops and trying to do everything that you can to get this girl to get some traction, right? And then what I mean, you finally get that traction,
Hmm.
and why, how, and why you got it, I don't know. But now all of a sudden she is paying you a little bit of attention. Does that turn into a thing where you constantly have to do that in order to have this person?
Oh yeah,
or
absolutely.
or what I mean, or do you go the route, because I think it's or do you go the route of, yeah, I like this girl, but I could tell she really ain't feeling me like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep it moving, and then you find somebody who say, okay, she feeling me too. And then you say, okay, that's what I'm gonna pursue. I'm gonna pursue somebody who show interest.
It depends on what stage you at, man. Because mama ain't raised no quitters, man. We like a challenge,
Right, right,
So
right,
instant, I'm not into you, I'm not feeling you. That turns into a challenge.
right,
So you're
right,
gonna pull out, you're gonna pull out some of your best game. So you're gonna try to separate yourself from the rest. Now, that is only for a small period of time because there is an expiration date on this chase.
right,
You know what I mean? It's an expiration date. I'm gonna give it my best shot. And after that, I feel like, yeah, how you get them is how you're going to keep them. So if I can't sustain what I'm doing to get you,
hmm
then it's probably best not to pull out that from the gate
right,
because if I'm flying you out and doing things like that, and I know that I'm not built like that and
right,
I can't maintain it,
right,
then nah. And plus, are you in it for me or are you in it for those perks?
right,
So um, it's okay with a small chase because everybody like to be pursued, but men like to be pursued too.
right.
And if we get into the point where this is really turning into something, then I think effort has to be given on both sides.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me, I mean, I always, I'm like I want a challenge. You know what I mean? So, what I mean? It wasn't like, what I'm trying to figure out a way to put this. Me knowing that somebody was like they wanted me to holler at them, that wasn't attractive to me. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't,
Right.
because it wasn't a challenge in that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, if you was feeling me and then you was acting like, I mean, like whatever, it's
Yeah,
like,
you want
okay.
to break that
Yeah,
exterior
yeah,
down.
now
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out, okay, you really not feeling you, boy, or you know what I mean, or is it that you putting up this front? You know, so
Right. Right.
I want to find that out. But like, but I think it's a difference between kind of that, a woman not trying to make herself too available, then
Mhm.
and you pursuing, because what I mean, I think a man should pursue. You know what I mean? I like, if you see something you want, you gotta go after.
You
You
got
gotta
to.
try. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You
Yeah.
gotta try. So like you should pursue it, but you should within a good amount of time without you by you showing who you are, not what you got,
Uh huh.
not what I can do for you,
Right.
but this part, can I make you laugh? Can we connect? You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Can we have can we sustain a conversation over dinner? Or over the phone. Can we talk, on the phone for half an hour about who knows what?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you know what I mean, if we clicking like that, then that's something. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got something to work with. But if it's like you ain't giving me the time of day unless we going to Jimmy Chow's, you know what I mean?
Right. And you got to be able to read the room and pick up on that. Like, wait a minute, every time it's a ticket involved every time.
Right.
And yeah, maybe
Could be
she's
some
not.
simping going on.
Could be some something going on. Well, let me ask you this, because this brought another question in while we're on the subject. So, when you're in the dating pool and you're dating, and you see somebody that you do find attractive, you say, you know what, I want to pursue him. Does that person having a boyfriend, not a husband, does that take them off the market in your eyesight, or you say until the ring is on it, I still can pursue it?
I have been in that pool, you know what I mean? So like I'm like, oh,
What would you think though? Like,
so yeah, I would think it would be fair game.
I agree.
I think it'd be fair game. Like if he wanted you that bad, he'd have a ring on it or something.
And you only could go as far
Right.
as she's gonna allow you to go.
Yeah.
So if she's that into that relationship, she's not entertaining it.
Right.
But if she's entertaining it,
Then she, yeah.
hey, I mean,
It's fair game.
how many teams you think went after Michael Jordan when he was on the Bulls? Yeah, I mean, every off season,
Right.
they was after him. I
Right.
mean, it's just like,
Hey, and the teams that had the first two picks kicking themselves in their butt. You know what I mean?
that,
I could have had that, you know.
yeah, but they're gonna go after you. You're gonna go after what you want. And I think sometimes just by being present, and that's not saying being vulgar, that's not saying disrespecting their relationship, but just making yourself known. Hey, if I ever had the opportunity, I would. You know what I mean? Because you never know in the workings of that relationship, they be on his way out anyway.
And I mean, that's the purpose of us having this platform like this is, I mean, just from being able to look at it from a different perspective. And hopefully we got some young people that's out there looking. It's like, you don't be disrespectful about it. But it's like, hey, you know what I mean? Look, I think you're attractive. You caught my eye. I noticed you don't have no ring on. So I'm assuming that you must be single.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to answer that question. That's a yes or a no.
Right.
Single or no. And there's nothing wrong with follow up. A good follow up, you know what I mean? And they'll say,
that's it, right? Yeah.
Are you happy?
Because on the flip side, I mean, you think about it. Because I had women,
Now wait a second. You don't do this with no married woman.
No, we ain't talking about married. Once you're married, that it's off the board. But what I'm saying is, okay, so a lot of women, when you talk to a career-minded, driven, focused woman that really knows what she wants, she's not dating one guy. She don't have a ring on her finger. She's gonna date a few potential suitors to say, hey, okay, maybe he's in New York, I'm feeling him. And I'm not saying sleeping around with a bunch of guys. I'm saying getting to know.
Yeah.
So, and you always got that guy say, hey man, why are you talking to my girl? But if you haven't made that thing official,
right,
then how much of it is
so
it really?
So you said dating. So there's stages to this thing, right? So there's dating where you talking to multiple people, not sleeping with, you know what I mean, or whatever. You dating multiple people. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we're not in a committed relationship with each other. Then it goes from we date into like, okay, I think this is something. I think this can be something. Look, I want to be exclusive. Dating. Right.
Uh-huh.
And so then after that, then it's engagement.
Right. Okay.
Then after that, it's marriage.
Right.
So we saying in the dating pool, obviously, you know what I mean, it's open game.
That's open game, right?
We in an exclusive relationship. We still boyfriend and girlfriend. Still open game. From an
open game from an
outsider.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Still open game.
Sure. All right. Then the ring on the finger.
You're shutting it down.
She engaged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just leave that alone.
That's it. You won. What that ring on the finger? She said yes.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Yeah.
All right. So I mean, we hope you find something helpful in that. At least some proper dating etiquette and knowing, you know what I mean? Hey, what's that game we used to play as kids? Yellow, red light, green light.
Yeah, red light, green light. Yeah. Know when to go. Know where to stop. That's
Yeah,
it.
for sure, for sure. So now, since we talking about, all right, we have gone through all of those phases. Now they married, right?
Uh
They
huh.
got married men, and you're on social media, and sometimes you scrolling through and there's like suggested stuff, that pops up, and you click on it, and it might be matter, subject matter that's like, okay, well, it would like a guy would might click on it, but a girl wouldn't click on it,
Uh huh.
right? You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's just say you scroll, it's an attractive female, right?
Yeah.
You just click on it. Now, this is not your friend or anything like that. It's like, okay, I just want to see what this is. And then you see on their friends thing, not how like when you open it up, it shows you who liked the photo,
Uh huh.
and you see like a married guy that who liking the pictures and friends with it. Like, how do you feel? Like, what if you married in a relationship on social media? Should you be followed?
First thing I'm gonna say, when I look on that list and I see a married man, in a not necessarily inappropriate, but frequenting those type of posts. First thing come to my mind is, man, first of all, you sloppy. Like, you sloppy. Why? Why not just, what I mean?
Right.
Because I mean, we all gonna our attention gonna get caught
Right.
sometimes. But far as subscribing to the page,
Right. Yeah.
far as
Following the page.
following the page, no, because you got to show some type of respect and self-discipline. Because if I can see it, my significant other, her co-workers, so on and so forth, can see that. Now, we all have intrusive thoughts sometimes. We have things that we, what I mean, look at. That's your personal business.
Right.
But you have to always think about respecting and how that's going to look to your significant other.
Right. For sure. Because I mean, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Is like, okay, this pops up on my page. What if it pops up on her page, and she just happens to click on it?
Right.
It's like, why are you following this person?
And then
Like, what are you expecting to get? You know
right.
what I mean? Like honestly, it's like, okay, well, it's no different than, what I mean, if you're like, if it was a woman, and what I mean, a guy, constantly got, shirt off, little teeny shorts or whatever, what I mean, flexing all the time, it's like they following the page. It's like, why are you following? What are you trying to get?
Yeah.
I mean, not a personal trainer, what I mean, not, it's like, okay, what are we doing?
And I think sometimes those things could grow into something else. So you have to be careful,
Right.
even as the person, because I can talk about myself sometimes. Sometimes I like to sit back and I enjoy. I love documentaries. I love crime shows. Anything educational. But every now and then I like a good ratchet TV show too.
Right.
Sometimes, you know what I mean. So I find myself strolling through. I might pull on I mentioned earlier a Tubi movie or something.
Right.
Get halfway through and realize, man, this is nothing but a soft porn movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's tempting to say, "Oh, what's on next?" Because you got to see something.
Right.
But I feel sometimes way my wife walk in the room, and if I gotta grab, if I gotta grab the remote and hit pause or set it off, then I probably shouldn't be enjoying it that much. And that's how you got to think about things. Even when I'm, strolling through, if my wife walked past and I got swipe real fast, then maybe I probably shouldn't be on this page too long. Yeah,
And that's just, I mean, that's about respect. Right?
it's a respect.
It's about respect. And that's the thing, like going ahead, for, generations, people dating and coming behind us, I think that's something that's going to become harder and harder. You know what I mean, for them. Because, I mean, with the algorithms and, they're going to constantly be throwing stuff in front of you. Even if it's not something that you uh, would normally click on or look at, you fit the demographic of the other people that look and comment on it. So they just gonna throw it out there to you just to see if you're gonna bite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not even like you look at it, and that's the scary part is that you could not even be looking for this stuff.
That's it.
And it just pop, you know what I mean? It just pop up on your screen.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the hard part. And that's where, again, knowing who you are, having a strong, strong spiritual grounding, morally and ethically grounded, so that you can like kind of govern yourself. I mean, because the only person that can control that At that time, it's you,
It is you. That's it.
right? And knowing that I'm in a relationship where I've made the decision to be with this person and respect them, and whether they with me or not, you know what I mean. That's the way I got to show up,
That's it.
like,
That's it. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, online and in person,
That's it.
right? You
That's
know,
it.
so
And we know these things could get real suggestive at a time, man. It's crazy. I was thinking because I remember my son, he drives truck, and has, we was discussing some things, just trucking issues and all that. And I go online and, we looking at trucks, nothing but big rigs, truck,
right.
click here, click there. Next thing you know, women trucking, black women trucking. Next thing you know, they changing the tire under the hatch with Daisy Dukes. So I'm like, man, how did it go from just truck to truck and I'm in the right state of mind. I'm doing the right thing, but this is where the rabbit hole that it leads you down
Yeah.
that quick, man. So you
Sure.
just got to be careful.
Don't be looking for nothing like some recipes or how to do something on TikTok. Man, who knows where you might end up, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, and you let that video stop playing and boom, next video come up and say, yo, I'm not even looking for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's great. Which sometimes can cause arguments.
Ah, man, yes, it can. Yes.
So like in a relationship when you like when do you think it's, I don't want to say healthy, but should you have disagreements in a relationship?
Absolutely. Listen, every single couple, man. Listen, when I was thinking about this earlier, so yes, it's healthy and it's normal to have a disagreement and to have an argument.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to get disrespectful in that argument, but yeah, we're not going to agree on everything. But looking in hindsight, I'm halfway scared of a couple who never argues or disagrees because we know that's not real life. And looking in hindsight, I'm talking about married church couples, older folk, all the ones who I looked at as, man, they a perfect relationship. Like, man, you hear some of those war stories when you get old, and you be like, God, you start listening to the people and like I knew it was not too good to be true,
Yeah.
but in that light,
Right.
because it's not a storybook. Marriage is not storybook. We're gonna have some disagreements. Now, I think there's a time and place for it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes to be challenged in front of their peers and in front of their friends, but it's gonna happen. I mean, you're gonna have arguments.
Yeah, no, I think that's a healthy part of a relationship. You're two individuals. You know what I mean? So you're not going to be on the same page all the time. You're going to have disagreements. One person might not have done things the way that the other one would have done it. And it's like that can cause a disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
What would be alarming to me is if you never disagreed about anything.
Yeah.
Then somebody is somebody's giving too much of themselves.
They're losing themselves.
Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely. I was going to say that earlier. That's funny you made that part because
which can build resentment, which can turn into a lot of other things. It's like I would be concerned if I was in a relationship and we didn't have any kind of disagreement whatsoever.
it's a ticking time bomb, man. It's funny you say that because Facebook, man, we can always make a Facebook reference. I sent something to somebody today. It was a guy. His wife had asked him. She said, "If I gave you permission to call me the B word, how would you say it?" He was like, "Oh, baby, I wouldn't do that because that's disrespectful. Why would I even call you the B word?" She said, "Yeah, but if I told you to, how would you do it?" And this joker out the blue said, "Shut the hell up, man. Blah, blah, baby." Man, he said it like he was saving that up. He said, yo, man, when I say he said it like he's been saving that up for his whole life, I said, man, that's probably that guy who never argues, just be passive, and he found that one opportunity. But no, I think it's healthy because you don't, if we arguing, let's say if we have an argument today, I don't want the things that you mad or upset with me from last year to be a part of this argument.
Right.
But that's a sign of you being passive and saying, "Oh, I'm not going to address it now. I'm not going to address it." So then, when you finally had built up, you empty the clip, right? You going over here. So
yeah, nah. I mean, it's crazy. So I think if you find yourself in that situation, I think you need to ask questions, ask find out why. Because I mean, sometimes they might not be, they could be not engaged in that relationship.
Mhm.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
It could be something that they are more interested in.
If they're not, are you?
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a sign. Yeah, that's a sign when a male or female checks out and they some of those tendencies you used to seeing, the arguments or even the hints of jealousy and things like that. If that disappears, it could mean hey, they on their way out the door.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
trouble. It's trouble on the way. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not time to play games, man.
Yeah, it could become toxic too. I mean, it definitely could become toxic. I mean, when it starts to spill over into the kids are uneasy, don't feel safe leaving the room, or
Right.
if the house is more peaceful, if one of you guys not there, then that's an unhealthy
Yeah.
situation when it comes to arguing and things of that nature. So
That's tough. And I mean, that's the one place that's supposed to be your kind of your refuge, your, you know what I mean, a place where you power up at is when you
yeah,
go home. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be the most draining thing out of your day is going home.
right, right.
Yeah. So on a much lighter note, man, much lighter note, you know, we had Christmas, we had some really good games
Yeah,
on Christmas.
yeah. We had some good games.
We had the 50 piece.
Yeah, yeah. I put up some numbers.
When we
That's
had
a high
42.
scoring game. Yeah.
Yeah, we had 42.
Mhm.
Bridges had 41.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody had Kyrie had 38.
Kyrie had an awesome game, man.
You know what?
And they lost.
They lost. Okay.
Yeah, but it was down by like 28 points.
That's
and
when
man,
Luka
they
got
closed
hurt.
it. Yeah, and man, Kyrie took over.
Wow.
Yeah.
So again, I was at my dad's house with family. The game I really want to see because I knew they were going to have a good game was the Warriors.
Steph, yes, sir. Steph redeemed itself.
Oh, they won.
Yeah, they pulled it off.
Oh, okay.
And Steph redeemed himself because he had, man, he went. Man, I think he went less than 3 points one game, man, or he had a field goal percentage.
He didn't score any. He didn't have any field goals.
Right, and then, man, the media wore him over that.
The wash game.
Man, correct. Now I don't know if they won that game, Christmas. I think they did, but I know the highlight of it was he came back and he was wet, man. He was hitting them up. Man, one time LeBron came out on 3 point, he pulled it from his hip, and he did his thing, man.
And so then, another nice game on. Too, man. Whole different sport, man. Whole different sport.
I thought we was gonna bypass that. I thought we was gonna slide past that.
We can't bypass B more like that.
Okay. You talk about B more.
Yeah, the only one. Oh, you want to talk about the other one?
No, we can talk about B more, man. Y'all had pretty decent games.
We had a really good game. But tell me what tell me about the other game.
Oh, well, I mean, they tried to put a bounty out on our quarterback, man. And they were to take him out and let her back up. Let him back up. Cause we see what they was trying to do, get him up out of there for the playoffs. So we let him
shut it down.
Yeah, let that one go.
Oh, okay. I mean, the only reason we scored is because they got safety, or they scored. They got safety on it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we both got it. We both got a dog in the race. And MVP, NFL MVP.
Oh man, NFL.
Let's put your bias aside, man. Who from Baltimore should get the MVP?
Every year, your quarterback is going to be in that number. Your quarterback is going to be in that number. You got to put him in that number. Okay. You got to put Henry in the number, of course. Mm-hmm. But Saquon is clearly the league's MVP this year. Clearly, after next week when he run all over Dallas, he's clearly MVP.
Are you sure he'll be able to run over Dallas?
I'm positive. We're gonna run over top of Dallas, and he's gonna be crowned the MVP. I mean,
there's 2 more games, right?
Yeah, 2 more games.
So y'all guys,
but we'll clinch. We'll clinch for this one.
Oh, y'all just downgrade. Clinch the division.
Yeah, we'll clinch the division. Yeah, the division.
Yeah. We clinch that.
No,
we gotta win out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm trying. So who's y'all? Who we play? We play the Browns.
Yeah.
This week.
We have Dallas this week.
And I can't remember who we played last week. So it would be. Have we played the Bengals twice?
I hope we sit our starters though. So, and once we win this week, we shouldn't even put them on the center that next week.
Yeah, because y'all get a bye the following week.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get nobody hurt. But see, the only thing about that, getting that bye, is like if you put your bench players in, now your starters ain't played in 2 weeks, and then they coming in playing a team that probably had to win out or play the last game, starters last game, and then they playing the week before. You know what I mean? If the team get on a roll, man, it ain't like you can just come out there and just.
They come in with the momentum, but because we're slow starters anyway, I don't think it's going to affect us. And we have something that a lot of the other teams don't have. We have a healthy roster.
Right.
I mean, we maybe 2 or 3 key players are injured.
Right.
So we pretty much have, we've been gelling together. We played together over the course of the season.
It's crazy because I think I know y'all. I think y'all played Washington last time.
That is who we played. We played them again in the last game.
Which I don't know who we played the last game.
Yeah, we played Washington again.
Nonetheless, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited for. So what's your? Well, I already know what your prediction is for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
realistic though.
Realistic. Dallas. I mean, that is cut. Can we edit that?
Dallas. They ain't even making the playoffs, man.
I've been under the weather, man. I think it's the cold, man, starting to get to me, man. We know
the Eagles fans saying Dallas, man.
Yeah, Eagles, man. Eagles.
Must be that sweatshirt you got.
Tapped in. Look for the merch. Yeah, nah. I see us going. We're going Super Bowl. I don't know who we're going to be playing against. A lot of people's not talking about Minnesota though. And Minnesota is really,
they flying under the radar.
Yeah.
Even Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like people talking about them, but they're not talking about them like do they have the best?
They up there with Kansas City and all of them. I think they may have had 2 losses too at the most. But they put me on of the Rams. I think they pretty much the same squad, you ask me, man. And
I feel like it's kind of weird that people they're not talking about the Chiefs. They defending 2-time defending Super Bowl champs. They've only got 2 or 3 losses this year. It ain't like they've been playing terrible, but nobody's talking about it.
They're not convincing wins, and I don't think they can win like that when it comes to playoff time. Okay. It's a whole different season when you get into playoffs. That people open up their playbooks a little bit more. Because they kind of just skating by. It's not like the dominant. Even though their record is winning,
right?
It's still not
easy games.
Yeah, it's not easy games. Like
right. So we'll see, man. It should be an interesting playoffs, man. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, I know I'll be catching the NBA game here pretty soon. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Christmas gift. You know what I mean?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Well, not for me, but I got to go with my son, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of a gift by association.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't buy just one ticket. I got to buy 2.
All right.
You know what I mean? No doubt. But nah. So looking forward to that. His comments to me was like, "Yo, everybody better play too." Because when they play Boston. Man, I want Embiid play. I want Maxey play. I want Paul George.
The whole squad on. That's it.
I want to see the whole squad lay. And I think it's at a good time of the year because it's in February.
Oh yeah. Before All-Star.
I think before All-Star.
Yeah.
So I think it's at a good time. You know what I mean? For them to be able to get it. Is it All-Star? Yeah, I think before All-Star.
Okay. So look, man, I know we about to wrap it up, and I don't think we're gonna see each other again before the New Year. So wish everybody Happy New Year. And
sure.
I'm not a resolution type guy. I don't do the whole New Year thing, but I think I said you said this years ago, man. My goal is always to do gooder, man.
Do gooder.
Just do gooder, man. Just do a little bit better than what I did last year, and that's whatever that area is that you've been working on. Dial in a little tighter, whether it's your finances, whether it's your health, relationship with God, whatever it is, man. Still a little bit better, add a few more habits that's gonna help get you closer to the goal. And that's the way I live life, man. I just want progression every year. We don't have to be leaps and bounds, but just do better,
Just do better. And I would say whatever your goal is, man, don't Yeah, I mean, break it down in the bite-sized chunks. You know what I mean? If it's a change that you want to make for all of next year, hey, just let's do a 90-day challenge. You know what I mean? Challenge that things for 90 days. And you know what I mean, at the end of 90 days, you hit it for another 90 days.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And then that way, you know, if you can do it 2 times in a row, it's like, yo, I got half a year behind me. Let's go ahead and finish that thing out. You
Go
know what I
ahead.
mean?
Yep.
Break it
Good
down
advice.
in small sections, man, and be diligent and consistent with it. So like for us, I'm gonna just say, you know, because I usually don't do them. I actually usually try to evaluate my goals on my birthday, which is in December. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
So it's
Right.
pretty close to the new year.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, where am I at this year compared to my last birthday?
Yeah. That's it.
What
Yep.
did I accomplish? The things that I wanted to. Where do I want to grow? Where I want to be better at? But since this is something that we can actually track and measure, you know what I mean? I want us to have by this time next year, I want us to be a fully engaged podcast, you know what I mean, where people tapping in, we got the questions rolling in, the fan base is growing, and you know what I mean, tapped in is not just something that is, you know, here on the Eastern Shore, Delaware, but it's something that's worldwide, you know.
No
Or at least
doubt.
we just gonna say it,
Yeah.
worldwide.
Why not? Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
If you got a phone, you can tap in. If you got Wi-Fi, you can tap in. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
So we just want to we want to be able to kind of revisit this moment
A
next
year from
a
now,
year from
that's
now,
it.
and we'll see where we at.
That's
We'll
it.
see where we at.
Goals. That's goals.
That's goals. That's goals.
Right. No doubt.
So as always, y'all, thanks for tapping in. Have a happy new year.
Happy New Year. Peace.
Peace.